Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey, here once again with another video on the Arrowverse, DCTV as a whole, DCTV as a whole, because yeah, we got there's a lot to talk about from some info drops that they decided to give us. So we're heading into the back half of the season for The Flash, as well as the majority of the DC TV shows currently airing, with of course Stargirl still yet to premiere its latest season. But one thing that COVID 100% ripped away from us from this season was a crossover of any sorts between our favorite DC shows on the CW. Of course, we are getting that Diggle guest appearance event thingy over all the shows, but that is really central to Diggle as a character rather than the shows as a whole. So that doesn't really count much at all. I don't think we should necessarily count that as a proper crossover, more as like a little event thingy. But oh boy, we got some big news over the past couple of days, which not only has myself excited and me very curious as to how it will all pan out, but many other people as well, and hopefully everyone watching this video also. So this week we had this CW upfronts, which usually do take place after shows like The Flash and similar shows like that wrap up their seasons like on air. So we've seen the finale and everything like that. However, due to COVID, they are still airing at the moment while this upfront presentation took place. Now, they revealed a couple of key items along with this new crossover news, which we will get to last. The first being that The Flash Season 8 would actually be premiering in November this year. Very weird time. So this would be after both Stargirl and Supergirl wrap up their current seasons, and for Supergirl in particular, their final season. The Flash will still be on Tuesday nights like it always has since Season 1 at the exact same time, except Riverdale will now be after The Flash, which is a pretty random combination and pairing, but I guess it just comes down to what's available to air at that moment, like what's, going to be through a few episodes in filming. So that does mean that Superman and Lois will most likely be on another night when that premieres its second season, which will be sometime in late January or February of next year, around that time. Batwoman and Legends of Tomorrow will be on Wednesday nights as well, premiering their new seasons later this year. I think Legends is first, then Batwoman after. Naomi, the new show, which was just picked up for a full series, and Stargirl Season 3 will also be shows that premiere their new seasons next year sometime. Obviously, Stargirl, for example, only wraps, on air in November, so it needs a bit of a break off screen. So yeah, I'm not too sure necessarily when that will premiere, but I think Naomi would have to be like a late January, early February premiere. Now, Mark Pedowitz, who is the CW president, explains specifically outside of Stargirl and Supergirl's late finales why The Flash will be premiering later in November. They will have completed production on their current seasons by the end of June, early July, so there will be enough of a hiatus, so they will come back sometime in early September so that they're fully rested. Because they're coming in early September, there's no way we can get 8 or 9 episodes up and running. So we're thrilled to have these adventized programming that we're going to do with The Flash and Riverdale for those 5 episodes that start in mid-November. Now, they say Flash and Riverdale are having events. They are. Riverdale's is separate from The Flash. So you're not going to see Barry Allen hanging out with Archie and drinking a milkshake. Don't worry. Unless you wanted that, but you might have to create your own little animation comic thing if you want that. Now, with The Flash Season 8, because it's premiering later in November compared to the standard October premiere release date for that period of the year, they will only be able to air 5 episodes before the Christmas break. But hold on, they won't just be any ordinary 5 episodes, they will be special. They will be an event, like Mark Pedowitz was saying. So The Flash Season 8 will begin with a 5-episode special event featuring heroes from across the Arrowverse, and this is exactly what Mark Pedowitz had to say about it. The idea for The Flash is Eric Wallace and Greg Berlanti have come together, and we're talking about other superheroes from the CW-verse that will come together in each individual episodes. It will not quite be a crossover, but it will have a crossover type feel with the introduction of all these characters. Now, Pedowitz didn't specifically say who would be coming over to The Flash for each of these episodes, but he did say this. I'll let you have those conversations with Eric Wallace. We do know that there are a couple of feelers out to a couple of the actors, but we have no definitives yet. Now, though he specifically wouldn't say exactly who could be coming over to The Flash for one of those 5 special episodes at the beginning of Season 8, we already had something, or someone might I say, referencing this special event before the news came out. And this was actually Black Lightning himself, Cress Williams. Of course, Black Lightning just aired its last episode ever, its series finale in the week that's just gone by, but in a final interview based around the show, Cress Williams did reveal that The Flash has twice reached out to gauge his interest in guest starring in season 8, and this is what he said about that situation specifically. We're just in the talks phase. I really enjoyed the crossover last year, which was Crisis. Specifically, I think me and Grant Gustin were just very like-minded in how we approached the work, and we had really great conversations. One of my favorite scenes of doing this character was the scene between me and him in the library, so the thought of being able to go back and do an episode here or an episode there, oh yeah, no, I'm down for that. So yeah, based off that, I think it's a good shot and a good bet to say that Black Lightning will be showing up on The Flash next season for an episode if everything lines up. The series finale for Black Lightning does have him passing on the baton, if you want to call it, to his daughters to keep Freeland, his city, safe, but he does leave the door open for that character of Black Lightning. He doesn't bury or burn the suit in the series finale. It's just, hanging up in the closet, waiting for the next call for when he is actually needed. But if Black Lightning is one of the heroes coming along, who else can we expect in this 5-episode event? Well, I think it would be safe to include the other titular heroes of the other series that do film up in Vancouver where the Flash films, that being Superman and Batwoman. Now, Batwoman still has the issue where the main star of the show is yet to actually interact with any of the other main heroes despite it heading into its 3rd season. Of course, that wasn't meant to be the case, seeing there was a scrapped crossover with Superman and Lois due to COVID, but it will be interesting to see how they would connect the Flash and Batwoman, for example. And you would have to think that maybe, this might not have been their plan initially, but could be a plan now, is that the key could be Diggle. Maybe Diggle mentions it or something like that. Because I don't know if, do Barry and the others know that, I think Kara knows, Supergirl, but I don't know if Barry specifically knows that, Kate Kane's not Batwoman anymore. So I don't know if that information will be relayed, I'm not too sure, but Diggle could be the key in regards to that. Because Diggle will be the first non-Batwoman character to be introduced to the new Batwoman of Ryan Wilder when he shows up there in a few weeks for the first episode in his personal journey. So he could be a key and like a link and connection for all of it. But yeah, so Superman, Batwoman, Black Lightning, that's 3. But what about the other 2? I would have to say that Stargirl is the 4th for sure. You'd have to think that. I mean, we already have John Wesley Shipp's Jay Garrick appearing in Stargirl this season at about the midway point. The Stargirl and the Flash have very similar tones. I always said that Stargirl is sort of like a mixture of Smallville and the Flash. I think this is the crossover that a lot of people would want to see over anything. I know some people might like Superman and Lois maybe in Stargirl, but I think the majority would want the Flash and Stargirl to be the 2 shows that cross over. So you have to think that Stargirl would be at least one of the ones they're heavily considering. The only difficult thing is that they actually do film in Atlanta. There's rumors that it's moving to Vancouver for its 3rd season. That's a wait and see situation. But yeah, so that's the only thing that could get in the way is the fact that it films in Atlanta, because that's where Black Lightning filmed, and that was always an issue for Black Lightning and crossovers, was the fact it filmed not only a different city but a different country in America, while the others film in Canada. So if we assume that Stargirl's the 4th, who was the 5th? Well, there's a couple of options. The first one is actually Naomi. I've mentioned it's the new CW DC series. It's been picked up for series, so they could do Naomi. The only issue with this is that when all these episodes airs, even by the final 5th one, Naomi still wouldn't have premiered. So do they showcase the character without us actually getting to see the character develop and become a hero? I don't know. That's always an issue. However, they did do that with Batwoman. We saw Batwoman in Elseworlds. And then, when the series started in Batwoman, they went back to the beginning, and the Elseworlds crossover actually took place between, I think it was episode 5 and 6 or 6 and 7 in season 1. So they've done that before with Batwoman, but Naomi's just a different case, I think, like that. So Naomi's an option, but I don't know if it's necessarily a good bet for the number 5 position or the 5th episode. The other option is obviously Legends. They could do Legends. I mean, Legends is still on. Legends is going to be airing at that time as well. Legends is an easy option, but I don't know if they would have who would they have on Legends come to the Flash? Would they have the entire cast? Would they just have Sarah Lance? Would they have 3? What combination would it be? So it could be Legends easily. It would be an easy one to do, especially the way that Legends rolls in its episodes. Those 3 characters could just not be on that episode of Legends, and they could be on the Flash instead, and they could say that they were on the Flash. They were in Central City or something like that in 2021, 2022, whatever it might be. So Legends is a solid option as well. Another option is that it could be someone that's not actually on a show anymore, similar to Diggle, but someone else from Arrow, maybe Laurel Lance, Roy Harper, even Ray Palmer, who is former Arrow and former Legends. He left Legends, he could come back. It could be someone like that. That's a good option as well. And here's even the other one. Maybe it could be even like a Smallville character. Maybe they could bring someone back that was a character on Smallville and they could be in an episode of The Flash, especially if you've got Stargirl there. You've already got some multiverse stuff going on, so why not? But the final question around this is, do the heroes come to Central City or does Barry go to them? And I actually think it will be a mixture of the two because, as I said before, the multiverse and Stargirl can't travel the multiverse. So you would have to think Barry goes to Stargirl or anyone else that's in the multiverse that involves another Earth. You have to think Barry goes to them because I have a solid feeling that Barry might rediscover the multiverse at the end of this season, or he discovers it early on next season, like episode 1, which leads to meeting, the other heroes and stuff like that. But I think for the Earth Prime heroes like Batwoman and Superman, you would think that they come to Central City, unless whatever it is Barry has to deal with actually requires him to go to their cities like Smallville and or Metropolis or Gotham or something like that. I'm sure we'll find out more about this crossover thing on The Flash soon enough and more finer details and whether, Grant Gustin's going to be going elsewhere to film as we do get closer to the newer seasons coming out and them actually filming these episodes. But it's still fun to speculate. And I think for the most part, we've got it right as to what they're going to do. I think it's just maybe that 5th episode in particular and maybe the 4th, depending on whether they can actually do the Stargirl one because of the fact that they film in different cities. So that's a wait and see, I guess. But thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, it'd be awesome if you could drop a like on it to show support. Let me know in the comment section down below your various opinions on this. Are you looking forward to this crossover? Do you have any other options that I didn't list in regards to heroes that could show up in an episode? If you do, let me know in the comments. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. And I'll catch you guys later. And goodbye.